I contacted Richland PD and they did tell me it is confirmed another fire. We are not sure what started it or if it was started because of the previous fire that Yakima River Delta won. I talked with one of our meteorologists, Monty Webb, and he told me White Pass was sustaining 56 miles per hour, but gusting at 110. Yesterday, a 5-year-old girl who was just playing with her toys sitting right here was shot in the back with a BB gun. Since you guys were all scared to see these snakes, I get them all to myself. And guys, they're not scary. Look at these cuddly little creatures. Goodness. But I am still a woman of my word, so I'm still gonna do it. This fire broke out in the Yakima River Delta, so that means on 240, the freeway has been kind of touch and go here. They did close westbound. So she might not be formally trained, but she's definitely a natural at giving love. Republican Dan Newhouse is in the lead, projected to win the Washington Congressional District's 4 spot. I know she's being safe, and I know she's being safe, and they're my only friends. So now I know we can hang out and minimize getting or giving COVID-19. On a crime tracker alert, Kennewick police officers are investigating a possible armed robbery. Vaccine news this morning, Washington health leaders are still working to meet the state's goal of vaccinating 45,000 people every day. Oh my God!
Oh man, that is...
You know what? I blame Brittany, our producer. She gave us some bad bubble gum. Now on the road to reopening, we are finally in phase 2.
The entire City Hall was engulfed in smoke. There was smoke going down the streets.
City Hall, the police department, Prosser Lockers, and Ace Hardware are all recovering from a fire that started over the weekend.
Oh gosh, there was so much smoke. And you know, when there's that much smoke, it's hard to tell what's really happening with the buildings. And our concern was that it was much larger than it was.
Looks, though, can be deceiving. Under all that smoke, City Hall was still standing. That much couldn't be said for all of the buildings. The police department and Prosser Lockers were both complete losses, and the evidence is right here on the ground. Lots of ash. The fire started Saturday afternoon and wasn't out until late that night, leaving behind broken buildings and ash. And for the people that frequent those buildings every day, it was like seeing their second home crumbling.
At one point, I got a little emotional, like, oh gosh, this is, you know, the heart of our community, and how are we going to do this now, and how are we going to provide services?
For now, they're all doing the best they can. Police officers making do, working mainly from their cars, and the city employees using the senior center as a temporary headquarters. The main concern they have right now is finding a new place for the police department to set up shop. City Hall, Odell, is still standing. It's not inhabitable. It has a lot of water and smoke damage from the fire. And until it's fixed, they will be looking for an interim building as well. As for cause of this fire, I spoke with city administrators and they tell me fire crews are still investigating, but they do suspect faulty wiring is to blame.
Let's get vaccinated.
10 months. That's 44 weeks, 310 days, or 7,436 hours. But who's counting? That's how long Stacy and the rest of the country have been waiting for the COVID vaccine since Project Warp Speed was announced back on March 30th, 2020. All that anticipation amounted to a quick 20-minute trip down to the fairgrounds. Seamless, quick, and efficient.
Hi there. Here's Maya.
Oh, thank you very much. You have your appointment and you have your eligibility.
Not even a line at 10 a.m.
Perfect. You're all set in that case.
Show up with your appointment registration, proof of eligibility, and they send you on your way to the man with the needle.
That's it. We're in. Woohoo.
Stacy showed no fear. The man administering was a pro.
All right, man. Have you ever had anaphylaxis?
No.
All right. You can just relax your arm. Just hold on to your sleeve.
And let the countdown begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vaccinated.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it.
And just like that, on our way again, this time to the waiting area. That was the spot we stayed the longest. A whopping 15-minute wait post-injection to make sure you don't have any bad reactions to the vaccine. In Stacy's case, nada. Stacy, you want to tell everybody how it went?
You know what? It was simple. It was easy. It took 2 seconds and it didn't hurt. I barely even felt it.
Yeah, we were in and out with 5 minutes, I believe. So Again, and you can only come on the day you have an appointment. Keep checking the face finder to see if there are any new appointments open. I know they are all booked right now, but some could pop up here and there. Once you've been cleared, time to hit the road. It really is that easy. The hardest part, getting the appointment. But after that, cake. And one thing that officials want me to mention too is that Stacey also said if you have an appointment, you don't necessarily need to wait for that time slot to go to the vaccination site. In fact, they say that it does help them if you show up earlier in the day. And it worked out perfectly for Stacey and I because there was not a soul in line when we got there. Again, though, you do need an appointment.
We're here for Richland, for the City of Richland line crews. We want them to stay right here and not be contracted out.
With their current contract ending soon, September 2020, the Richland line crew started negotiating with the city for new contracts. In December 2020, that contract ended. Now 7 months later, still no agreement.
They're the second lowest paid line crew in the whole state. I feel like an essential job like this, they need to be compensated fairly.
They're essential and, not to mention, according to the Better Business Bureau, also one of the deadliest professions in the country. As of now, their wages are 7% behind surrounding cities. Benton PUD, Franklin PUD, Benton REA, all within a short drive of Richland, but pulling ahead percent by percent year after year.
To be honest, it's very, disrespectful, and you just feel undervalued.
Feeling underpaid, undervalued, and now understaffed. Because of the pay gap between cities, Richland is losing members and can't fill the open positions. Just one example, David Montalago, who left to work for Franklin PUD.
I just felt like I owed it to my own family to go across the river and make the wage that I feel I deserve. And not only that, they value the employees over there, and I felt like some of that value we lost at the City of Richland.
It's not a choice made lightly.
No, I never wanted to leave. You know, these guys are like my brothers.
Their crew is family, the community is family, and that's why they're fighting so hard to stay and to stay local. Without a local crew comes contracted crews.
We're going to have really expensive power bills. We're going to have to wait a long time for them to respond to outages, and it won't be good for the city at all.
These men are asking for comparable wages, comparable to the cities around them and the cost of living. Richland made them an offer.
On July 8, 2021, the City of Richland put forth an off-the-record conditional concept proposal to which there has been no formal response from IBEW.
IBEW, the line crew union, says they did respond to this offer through the mediator, and it was voted down by 96% of them. The reason? It's still not comparable to crews around them. 2021,
2.5% wage increase. 2022, 3% increase. 2023, 3% increase.
That contract would still likely keep them behind 7% or even more compared to other crews as their wages also go up each year. That 7% gap will never close, but continue to get bigger. They'll stay the second lowest paid line crew in the state of Washington. The lowest paid line crew? A 4-man crew in Chewelah. They want a contract that reflects the type of work they do.
We have one of the most riskiest jobs in the world. We work in the heat of the summer when there's frequent power outages. We work in the cold of winter. We're out in the middle of the night. We're out on holidays. You know, we're out there to get the power on. And every time we're out there, you know, we're putting our life on the line.
And I did reach out to the city for an additional interview, but they preferred not to comment. In the studio, Taylor Hillo, NBC Right Now.